What's cooking, everyone, and welcome to season 1 of Bao Bei, where I'll be sharing the most delicious recipes from my menu, beginning with the classic egg rolls with that delicious filling and irresistible crunch. Let's get to it.
せーのでもそんなんじゃダメもうそんなんじゃほら心は進化するよもっともっと
Here we have our list of ingredients and spices, which is a little bit extensive but necessary. We'll be using a combination of both lean and fat ground pork to give it that rich flavor. Now let's begin our prepping process. Starting with some thin rice vermicelli, which we'll let hydrate for at least 30 minutes in hot water to regain that flexible noodle texture. Strain it through a colander and make sure that it's quite dry. Then we'll give these a rough chopping because you don't want these too thin and loose texture when you put them in the egg roll. Should look a little something like this. Now set these aside. Onto our shrimp, which does take some love and care in its prepping process. Start by peeling them, then take a knife and just run through the spine of the shrimp to split it from the top. Just like this. Give them a thorough cleaning from the inside and outside. Get rid of all those imperfections. Drain them well. Then we'll give our shrimp a loving smack with the side of our knife. Roughly mince. Doesn't have to be too thin. This is probably a little bit too thin right here, but it'll work. Now let's peel a very large carrot. Such a satisfying job to do. And same with our taro, which is a lot less satisfying to peel. This one's quite large, so I'll only be using 3/4 of it. A food grater works perfect for this job. Just be sure to not chip off a piece of your finger flesh. A good even size, and we'll use this to start our mixture. Make sure you're doing this in a massive pan since we'll be doing a lot of mixing and we don't want precious ingredients flying out everywhere. Pork, shrimp, and vermicelli all join our happy pot. Now let's spice it up a little bit. For our dry spices, we'll use some salt, sugar, and white pepper. And we'll complement that with some soy sauce, fish sauce, which does vary in saltiness, so just be careful, and some oyster sauce, finished off with 2 large eggs. Then give all this an affectionate mixing. You don't want to use your hands right now because the heat will draw out way too much of the moisture. Get it well combined so it looks something similar to this. Final touches with some cornstarch to help the binding, and some sesame oil to boost up the fragrance. A final mixing with your hands, don't be too rough with it. I like to transfer to a smaller bowl after the mixing just to keep things more clean. Then leave this in the fridge while we prepare our egg roll rolling station. I like using a mixture of flour and water for our glue as it works much better than egg. I definitely overdid it here though, you don't need this much. Now let's get our pastry papers ready. Carefully peel all of them apart first to make the workflow much smoother. Time to construct some gorgeous egg rolls. Use about 1.5 tablespoons of our mixture and place it on the bottom corner of our pastry. Roll upwards, keeping everything nice and tight, and tuck in our corner. 1 full rotation upwards, and again keeping everything tucked. Fold the left and right sides in all the way. You need to make sure that the bottom is the widest point and that it goes inwards and not outwards. Continue to tuck and roll until you get a little flap showing. Then rub some of our flour and water mixture on the flap. This will keep everything safe and secure, then finish the roll. Bam! 49 more to go. Did I mention that this recipe was for 50 egg rolls? Your family and friends will be delighted to hear this. I'll show you how to store the extra at the end of the video. We'll be frying a few of them right now and storing the rest. Let's do it. Fill a big pot up with oil, then get it to a medium temperature. Chopstick bubbles, good to go. Carefully drop them in, then maintain a medium-low heat for about 7 to 10 minutes. Since everything on the inside is raw, we want to fry these slow to make sure that everything on the inside is well cooked and the outside is not burned. Then, take them back out, and they're already so beautiful, but we're not done yet. Now reheat the oil to a medium-high, then drop in the egg rolls for a second fry. This will create the crispy, golden goodiness. Fry just for a couple of minutes and occasionally move the egg rolls around to avoid burning. Now that is beautiful. And we're done. Incredible Bao Bei egg rolls accompanied by our two different sauces. First one we have is this sweet chili sauce, and then we have some Chinese hot mustard. And this stuff is so strong. Let's get to it. That skin is so crispy. I love the combination of pork and shrimp that you can taste in this dish, followed by that sweet and nutty taro aftertaste. And the chili sauce here adds a sweet and spicy kick that just complements this dish so well. Although egg rolls are already really good by themselves, having the right sauce is critical for enhancing the flavor. And now let's go for the Chinese hot mustard. Just a little bit. Oh god, that is so strong. I love that super intense flavor that the mustard gives off. It really just adds a whole different dimension to the egg roll. There are many ways that you can make an egg roll depending on the style and ingredients that you want to use. Some people really enjoy using lettuce and cabbage, which is a more Chinese style, and then also there's woodier mushrooms and things of that sort, which is a more Vietnamese style. I would say this is a slight fusion of both of them, but just the Bao Bei way of how to make the best egg roll. The greatest thing about making a large amount of egg rolls is that you don't have to eat all of them at the same time. What you'll want to do is freeze them on a plate, making sure that they're not touching, and then once they're actually frozen, you can take it out of the freezer and then package them in a bag. And these can store in the freezer for a significant amount of time, and you can take them back out, defrost them, fry them, and have egg rolls anytime you're craving them. Hope you guys enjoyed Season 1, Episode 1 of Bao Bei's incredible original recipes. Don't forget to subscribe, share, chop that like button, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
ふわふわる